Okay, this is the airport Minecraft that I'm working on. 1 block equals 3 feet. That's the taxiway over there. I'm still working on it. I got a lot of filling I got to do. Um, the hash marks between these marks here and here, that as you got your landing marks, your markings. So from the end of the runway to the first mark is 500 feet. And if assuming one block equals 3 feet, it's about 500 feet between each. That's 500 feet. There's another 500 feet. Each of those lines are, I think, 100 feet long, or I think whatever the standard is, I can't remember. Roughly 100 some for. Uh, this is where the emergency turnoff, first emergency runway turnoff to the taxiway. Those are just marking places to show where the taxiway meets the emergency turnoff. And keep going. This is all manually cut out. I need to still flatten a lot of this out, flatten out of this. This is where the other end is. This is where the other emergency turnoff is going to be. It's going to go off in 45 this way. Terminal is going to be over here after I flatten this out. Then basically the runway that we went from down that side is going to then replicate down this way. This I actually used commands to cut out. And as you can see, runway is going to be very long. I still got to cut all this away. Um, all I did was cut to where the end of the runway was going to be, which is down here somewhere. I believe I made a cutout for it around down here. The end of the runway is going to be somewhere down here. Obviously, here's my out to the sky, so I can see. But the runway is going to end down over here somewhere, and as you can tell, it's very long. Roughly going to be about 6,000 to 7,000 feet long runway. And as you see, got a lot of work to do. But yeah, this is my start for it. I'll speed back to my position where I was. Still got to lay in some indents to the for water runoff. I didn't consider that originally. Watched some Alpine one. Recommended the indent your indentation for water runoff. So I got to do that. Got to do a lot of clearing out, cutting out. Um, I do have a mock model when I get to it. Yeah, I did all this cutout by manually before I realized I could just sit there and remove large block fill with commands. And that line right there represents roughly the edge of where I need to cut off to. Um, a lot of this will be I got to fill in some of this. Some of it will just be essentially cover. So theoretically, the water will still be underneath of it. I'm not building all the way down to it. I can't remember if I need to go out to the further distance or not. I may need to. I think I do, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I need to actually go out to this further line. So uh, that was the original line, that inner line right there. So this was the original. This over here is the how far I actually need to go out to due to distances. Mostly due to distance to the taxiway. Taxiway over here is not done yet. I still need to 90 over, make a 90-degree turn. Then I actually got to expand this. It's going to come basically to here. The taxiway is going to come to here, and then you're going to have your turn on your thing. So I got to bring the taxiway to here, and then I got to do our landing lights back here still. So that's all got to be cleared out. But this is what I've done so far. I still got to make the depression in here, and that I got to fill that in for my taxiway. Um, and you can see where I started to mark the depression right here, so where the dip is. So I gotta actually start cut this away and then make it one low to this level low here. So there's a dip, so for water runoff. Yeah, oh, and then here's my I built this up here after the fact. Uh, kind of give you an idea of what the runway is going to be, or how the layout for everything's going to be. So you're going to have, runway here, and you're going to have your cutoffs there, and then you're going to have your taxiways, all your taxiways. I got to build in a fire station over here still, which would be back over here, and then that's going to be back where your airplane hangars are going to be back there. So that's what these are. These are your hangars. These are all your taxiway areas. Here's going to be your main terminal. And I believe this was, I can't remember what this was. Oh, your air traffic control, your control tower is going to be there, which is going to be off the center. And then this is going to be just road, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, road. And then this is going to be parking, and that's going to be the road. And that's essentially what it's going to look like. Mm. We're essentially sitting down here at this block here. That's how much I've done. I'm not even remotely close to finishing this. And obviously the layout's just it's generic, and it is not to scale. The, so, but yep, that's what I'm working on. So there you go.